Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
Allow me to introduce my co-host. He is Boss. Beautiful, optimistic, sneaky son of a bitch. It is Barney.
Oh, you thought she couldn't do it, but she did it. And introducing to the stage. This is so embarrassing. I can't even get through it. Call her Malala, because she be making sure you bitches get schooled.
Congratulations.
Oh, honestly, that was painful. That was so embarrassing. But very girl boss of me. So here we are. How are the girlies?
Oh, what have you been up to? You still in lockdown?
I am still in medical isolation, unfortunately, but only for one more day. And then I'm back out in the world. So, twinks, beware.
He's coming for you. I was released from the confines of a bedroom, went to my friend's wedding. Shout out Carla. Also, shout out Megan, who I met for the first time at the wedding, who's a Cliffhangers listener. So,
what? Every single time this happens, it really blows my mind that anyone is listening apart from our mums and Maggie, the OG listener.
Wait a damn minute.
Oh, and also our other OG listener, Ryan. Is it Ryan? It's Ryan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely crazy. What, so someone at the wedding was like, I listened to your podcast?
Yeah, well, she is Carla's friend, and Carla was like, oh, you should listen to Lukey's podcast.
Sure. Sure. So less a web of confusion there. And where one place we weren't at was Drag World. Drag Fest. What was it? Drag Fest. The Club Kids one.
I missed most of this because I was partying and then sleeping on the weekend.
It was referred to as the Fire Festival of Drag. But what we are happy about is just all the girls getting their London gig, their gigorama wasn't it in Printworks?
You tell me, I don't know.
You know us at the very apex of everything drag based. Like, something happened to do with all the girls. I just saw it on everyone's stories. But yeah, Printworks. And most importantly, shout out Sync the Pink, who have just released today that they are doing Wembley.
Oh my God, yes. I saw that. That is nuts.
That is fucking mental. The last people I saw at Wembley was Iron Maiden. So that really is, just for some sort of scale, that is fucking nuts that they can fill out. Love to see it though. So happy for them.
And it's wig themed, so get your wigs here, girls. All
yeah.
75,000 of you. Well, yeah. Maybe not.
75,000? Is that?
I don't know. I have no idea how many.
And also, we unfortunately do not have capacity to make 75,000 wigs. Not even really 75 wigs. So please space out your orders. Should we talk some drags?
Yeah. Well.
Previously on All Stars,
we played the Snatch Game of Love. Ginger was the top All-Star. Trini and Pandora were in the bottom. After the battle against Heidi and Closet, Pandora had to eventually sashay away. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you for that blistering wrap up there. Sad to see Pandora go because it just meant a lot to her, but also make way, you know.
But also, game within a game, it's piqued my interest again now that we know it's happening next week.
It has. It's happening next week, and put your bets in. What are your bets for what the game within a game is going to be?
I actually have no idea at this point.
I think it's going to be alarmingly more boring than anything that we could dream up. I think it's literally just going to be that the girls, they're like, oh my God, it's a game within a game. Imagine what it could be. And it's like, oh, is it the game within a game that you did at last All Stars where they just come back and lip sync against each other?
Even if it is that was so, I was very excited by that. That was electrifying TV.
The only thing is, if there's one thing that you can count on, it's terrible judging at Drag Race. So it makes me really anxious because I feel like, what if they just like put Serena Chacha constantly through? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if I can't respect the judging of it. So it just makes it even more terrifying. What was the one last time that everyone was like, nah? Oh, that they wanted Latrice back.
Yeah.
And then Latrice did a bad lip sync and they were like, fantastic, one of the best we've ever seen. It's like,
You can both stay.
It's not true. Just not true.
There's
Who do
no
we think?
need, isn't it?
Who do we think they're desperate to bring back?
Maybe Jan, just so they can take it all away from her at the final step once again.
I think Eureka. I think they'll want Eureka back.
Although she's not really been performing as much as she might have thought. They might have thought.
No, not really, not really. But what I am glad to see is that no one voted for Trinity K. Bonet. No shady business as of yet. No sort of let's get her out, let's kick her while she's semi-down. But very glad, because she did not deserve any votes. And I love it when it's just a clean sweep for the gals.
Yeah. It's starting to feel a bit tense there at the top, though, isn't it? Everyone like trying to work on all these various vectors from all different directions, like tops versus bottoms, but who's been safe all the time with no bottoms? And did you win your lipsticks after you won the thingy? Like, it's all a bit like Stephen Hawkins at the moment, isn't it? Then he can solve it.
Yeah. I think as well that it just doesn't actually make for very good TV, which is a bit shit. I'm going to come out publicly and say that this was not my favourite episode, if I'm honest. It did not bring the drama, the intrigue, and the revelry that I've come to expect. It's got to a point where people have so much to prove to come back that I don't know. I didn't feel like people were enjoying themselves in this episode. It's like so tense and the energy is odd.
It's just such a weird gig for a drag queen to do as well. Like in the real world, a lot of these challenges would kind of make sense, but I know obviously drag tots exists, but it's not like a common thing they're going to need to do, is it? It's a bit like, just seems like they're doing it for the money under the table situation.
For sure, Z's. I love to see with Trinity though a queen who she's like very openly sensitive. She's like, look, I'm sensitive, but she doesn't seem that like shaky and insecure, because it seems that there is nothing in between in Drag Race. There's nothing in between like, fuck all of you swamp rats, the crown is mine, and then like the shaking on the floor in fetal on the workroom because your parents don't love you and neither does America. Do you know what I mean? Like they are like, I am having the worst time ever, or fuck you. And I'd like to see that she's like straddling them both, being like, do you know what? Like, it does mean a lot to me, but also if I don't win, I'm not going to kill myself. But sorry, let's not joke about that. But yeah. So I think she's got a good hold on the competition, which is winner's shit, if I'm honest. And then in comes Ginger with the little fucking digs. As per throughout the episode. Always with the little digs. And if you're going to be a cunt, I want you to give me that sort of Violet Atlanta wickedness. I want straight up cunt. Straight up cunt, not like the, I really love you, it's just a joke. And her giving in them little
Come on, bitch, see me with that cunt.
Exactly, literally. But let's head to It's the New Day in the Workroom.
It's a new day in the workroom.
Do you know what?
What?
For once, I kind of like the fabric on Rue's suit today.
What? Absolutely not. Listen, all bum boys, stylist first, homosexuals second. I refuse to take that. Absolutely not.
Just giving me the colours of like Miami Palm Nights, but then just like weird lines like we're living in the Dreamatorium.
Okay, she's dissected. It was giving me more when Burton's and like River Island did everything like screen printed, very barbecue wear.
I don't know what these things are really.
I would hope you don't. But do you remember like there was one summer when just literally absolutely everything was like screen printed and all in that weird sort of style.
Like hype stuff.
Exactly. Wow, hype. What a blast from the past. Do you know what hype reminds me of? Hype reminds me of when we had to go to some industry party. I can't remember what it was, but it felt like it was something.
Some industry party, darling.
Something I was going to be embarrassed at. I just think for some reason it was an Adidas party at Village Underground. I don't know why I think that, but and we went to see Mem, shout out Mem, who worked at Hype at the time at Box Park. And do you remember I had a gigantic sty that was like so disgusting? And we went to Hype and I was like, Mem, you need to give me some sunglasses. I can't.
I do remember.
Disgusting!
It was literally like you could see its pulsating heart in my eye. It was like it had like a white head. It was absolutely disgusting on my eye. And
then didn't we get like the night bus to like a really shit house party, stay for like no long at all and then go?
That does sound familiar as well. Oh God, the days of being out and about on the streets. Did you love Eureka's trans flag jumpsuit?
Yeah, it was cute. Was that her gay boy Grease Lightning one you mentioned?
Yeah,
earlier on in the
absolutely.
series?
Elite doll behaviour as bloody per with Eureka. I just loved it. Just all like rhinestoned, and yeah, I thought that was very, very gorgeous. And then we head into the mini challenge, which is, if I'm not mistaken, is this our first mini challenge apart from the reading challenge?
Yes.
And it is all-star class superlatives, which I don't know whether that exists as a thing before, but it bloody hell does now.
So if I say what the line is, then we both at the same time say the name of which of us we think is the most of that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Hit me.
Okay. So I'll be like, name.
Okay.
All right.
Loves rhythm. She loves rhythm.
Okay. So, most likely to steal your boyfriend, Barney.
Barney. Yeah. I'll take it. Just because I don't think you've got it in you, Lukes. I don't think
No.
you've got that now. I don't really have it in me, but you definitely don't.
Prettiest queen, Lukey.
Barney. Oh, how embarrassing. You got that one wrong. Oh.
Most likely to have a sugar daddy, Barney.
Yeah. Do you remember in New Orleans that when I got my tarots done by Valeria, the Mexican witch, that that sounds like it's not a true story, but it really is. That she said that I would have I have a sugar daddy coming in my I think late 30s, she said.
Yes, but she also said you have to go through like a quick, short relationship where they break your heart first. So you need to get that going.
Oh my God, if you can hear this and you are the person that's coming for me, can you just hurry up and break my heart? I need that money. I've got big plans.
Messiest, Lukey. Gaseous, Lukey. Burps. I'm a burp queen, have to say.
She's a burp queen. You're not really a farter, are you? In fact, I
No.
don't know her
Champion burper, though. Try me.
Yeah.
Bossiest, Barney.
Hey, of course.
Shadiest, Barney.
Me. Well, my shade is on the surface. Yours is undercover. So decide which one you think is worse.
Yours.
At least I'm like one of the I'm like one of them people that goes, actually, I'm just blunt. It's like, no, you're incredibly rude. Not me. I'm not rude ever.
Most likely to become president, Barney.
Me. Just
Yeah, not for Luke's. Moodiest, Lukey.
She loves a mood. What can she say?
Gemini.
Maybe that'll change when you get into your late 20s. I don't know.
Maybe. Finally, most likely to go home, Barney.
Lukey. Oh, you nearly got them all right. Nearly got them all right, Lukes. How would you feel if need I remind you that Eureka got voted the messiest, the gassiest, the bossiest, and the shadiest? How would you feel if you got voted a couple of the negative ones? I mean, they're all subjectively negative, but if you got voted the negative ones, would you just laugh it off, or would you take it on board like TKB?
I would, well, here's the Gemini again, I guess. I would outwardly, ha 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 ha, how funny, you gals are crazy. And then inside just be like, oh, okay, like scheming revenge plans.
Which one would you
from the inside.
Which one would you desperately not want to get?
Most likely to go home next.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. What about Kylie being a sugar daddy? Now, that is an entanglement I'd like to get myself into.
Absolutely.
Kylie being your sugar daddy. Who would you have voted to have gone home next? Big questions.
I would have wanted it to be Ginger, but from her track record, I guess it wouldn't be. So I guess it would have to be Eureka then, based on...
I think I would have voted Eureka as well, but I don't want to see her go. Can I just point out that they won £1,000 for winning this challenge?
$1,000.
$1,000. $1,000 for a mini challenge. That seems fucking great.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they haven't been so many.
Yeah, true. But then it is revealed that we have our maxi challenge, which is transforming yourself into a magical live action character that pays a visit to the Drag Tots TM. Now, can I ask you, Luke, what would you have chosen?
I have thought about this.
Good. So much thought.
I would be Pukey Lukey.
And what could have possibly inspired Pukey Lukey?
Just a lifetime of vomit, basically. So she loves nature. She's often enjoying its bounty in all the forms that it may take. Sometimes if she consumes too much, it all just gets a little engulfing, and she can turn into like a giant clumsy ogre that's just like knocking into things and like vomiting loads. So
Like Wreck-It Ralph.
basically, yeah, like you got to stay on your toes if you want to be friends with her, but everybody does. So it's just like, yeah, she's just your slightly liability friend, but you love her.
That is obviously scarily like real life. But that's such a good character for Drag Tots. I feel like the kids would love him. I mean, I don't really understand how anyone judges who does well in this at all. I don't really understand because there's no kids to be like, oh, I think that's a really good character or whatever. It's just like, I suppose the only way you can really judge it is if you do very badly.
Imagine if they had to present it in front of loads of kids, like they had to do the stand up for the old people.
Oh my God, that'd be so jokes. Now, I do love kids, but I don't give a fuck about kids' programs. I'm not one of them that can sit and watch, what's a kids' program that adults like?
I'll watch all the cartoons, all the Disney.
You do, don't you? I quite like Disney films.
Shout out Luca.
Oh my God, yeah, of course. But then I feel like that's a different thing. But like the sort of short form cartoons and stuff, I feel like Disney films are for like young, like kids, whereas this is tots. Like
sure, I don't really know what
be out here watching the Lampies and that sort of shit. Although, do you remember when we used to watch Happy Tree Friends after getting blazed 420? I feel like that I really associate that with you.
Happy Tree Friends? Do you mean Adventure Time?
But also Happy Tree Friends. I remember.
I've never even heard of that. I know the magic faraway tree.
Very, very similar. Okay, well, clearly I'm getting you confused with another hetero person. It's very easy to do. I couldn't really think of something, so what I decided would be a better use of my time would be that I would just think of it from like a competitive perspective and just be like, okay, like this, I don't feel inspired by this challenge. What can I do to further myself in the competition? And I would just use this to reinforce like a talent or a skill. So I would do like a singing.
That feels very like Jan.
Well, you know me, honey. MT all the way. I just do something that you could sing in, or something like that you could be vocal in, just to remind them that I'm very multi-layered as a performer, something like that. Because I just think this is literally the most fucking dog shit challenge ever.
Yeah, it's not the most sexy, and I like a sexy challenge.
You do love it, and the sexy and the kids don't often mix. You said, do you think it's a way to normalise queer artistry to a younger audience? Or is it just a way to get that kiddie coin? Thoughts?
I think kiddie coin.
You do?
I do.
Yeah, me too.
And also, RuPaul said something like, because like cartoons have always been part of like the underground message, or maybe not those exact words, but
oh yeah, like
and I was thinking, have they?
I think he means sort of like the South Parks and Simpsons of this world that are a bit like, they have like an adult message but kids can still watch them.
I thought he meant like more older school and definitely more gay. I guess they like Tom of Finland-y thing, but then that is like, isn't that just it? Like, is there like a whole? I mean,
Tom of Finland is like throbbing cocks covered in semen. I don't think it's like very like sort of I don't think it's like very sort of hidden message. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, you're right.
And also, would you be showing Tom of Finland to your children?
Yes.
Fucking cool ones, you would.
Yeah. That's why I'm not having kids, because I can't be trusted.
Exactly. I don't know. To me, drag is punk. It's subversive. It's not like, I like the idea that like younger people come to DragCon and like are interested in the show and stuff, but I feel like it shouldn't be made to be accessible to a younger audience, because that's not the spirit of it. That's my personal belief, and I know many people disagree with that. I feel like drag isn't for, you shouldn't be like trying to make drag, sanitize it for a young audience. Also, these are fucking tots as well. Tots, what is tots?
Can you define tot for me now, please, Barney?
Well, I think of tots, I think of like, it's toddlers, isn't it? So I think of sort of like 2, 3, 4 years old. What blows my mind is that how would you even show that they are drag artists? Because they're just drawings. You can't. How would you be able to convey to a child that has anything to do with drag
down there or something?
Yeah, it's such a strange thing. That's why I think it is like just the kiddie coin, because this does not make
kiddie
sense
coin.
it just doesn't make sense to me. But what I do love to see is the girls getting that money. I hope they're not tied into some awful World of Wonder contract with drag tots. But I hope that your Valentinas and your Biancas and whatnot of this world, your Latrices, are getting some real good money from drag tots.
The more you say drag tots, the more I want to eat them. It's like jelly tots.
Yeah,
That's how I imagine it. That's when I think of tots, I think of jelly tots rather than young children.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is just quite strange to me. But I mean, if the artists are getting their money, then sure. I really liked Eureka's talk to Trinity K. Bonet, and it's a reminder that if you see yourself as a winner, building up other people doesn't cost you anything, and that's winner's energy. God, that sounded very motivational, didn't it? Very
put it on a t-shirt.
Very Todrick caption. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, she was just like, look, these bitches want you to fail, and even though Eureka is not, hasn't won anything and is clearly not a front runner, she was still there to build up Trinity, who is clearly doing better than her. And it's like, that's a real, I don't know, I really liked that energy from her, and I thought that's a winner. And especially when you sort of compare that to Ginger Minj, who is like constantly trying to undermine people. Oh, but remember, like, she hasn't actually won anything, and she doesn't win her lip syncs, and she's like constantly trying to remind the whole room and the audience and everything that even though she's not the best performing, that other people are performing worse than her, which is absolutely
that is not what you want from your all-star.
No, but I did like that Eureka went down the villain route, because if you have to do kid shit, at least make it dark, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
She didn't pander to so I liked that.
Have you got many thoughts about Rue's walkthrough and chats with people?
I did honestly switch off, but I found it impossible to just, like I said, to guess who would do well, because how the fuck do you judge this? Like, how do you work out who's going to do well? But what was cracking me up was Eureka rolling around on the floor like a sack of shit.
She did like a weeble wobble.
She was cracking me up. And again,
it was like she had to draw around herself, but then she just couldn't get back up again.
It's like she's a big bag of water, and sort of the edges that she was trying to chase were just sort of like constantly moving. I love her. And I've really, really, really grown to love her across All Stars, which is
me too, actually. I really like the idea of Kylie's like Mary Poppins drag bag being passed down from like drag mother to drag mother. Well, that was a very good idea. So spoiler, she barely says anything about that later on, and I was very let down.
Well, that is like such a common actual thing that happens within the drag world, doesn't it? Like, think about as you a mother to all, a very reluctant drag mother to so many, but they do. Like, think how many people come to you, give me your wigs, give me your costumes, like you're giving them makeup tips, you're giving them everything. Like, drag is the art form that is like all spoken word, like it's all like passed down, all this tricks and stuff. What did she say? Oh, she can rig the gig. Yeah. It's all the tricks, tips and stunts. Like, they're all passed down by word of mouth. And like, that's why you need a drag family or drag sisters or like a community, because think about all the things that you're just told with these stupid little tricks. Even think about just like wigs or the stupid tricks that we've picked up along the way.
And we forget every single time that we put a brush to a wig.
Even the most simple things. But I did see that Kylie Sonique Love said that she redid her entire concept and character right at the last moment. And what I found interesting was editing did not make it look that way. So I feel like they kind of redacted that whole storyline for whatever reason. Maybe because they didn't want her to win. But she did say, I think it was on Instagram that she said, like, I'm really glad that you like The Witch, but I literally made that up like a couple of hours before.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, I know. So that is interesting, isn't it? And also from the editing, it's like, okay, shady editing. I see ya. And I just thought that there was really low energy everyone was very in their own feelings in this walk round, which is, again, not great TV.
Yeah, weird vibe now. It's getting so close.
Yeah.
I had never realised that purple is a mixture of cool and warm tones. Learning facts from Raja O'Hara. Is it like, you know, when you mix your uppers and your downers and you just get that sweet spot? That's what she's found with the purple.
I wouldn't know, Lukey. And I feel uncomfortable that you would bring something like that up on the pod. Do you remember anything from being a toddler? They keep on talking about being a toddler, but like it's like, what's your
There's one day I think I remember, and like being in a big garden with like a paddling pool. But I've also seen lots of pictures from that day, and I can't tell whether it's the memory or I've just patched it together out of these photos.
For sure. I'm exactly the same. I have this like strong memory in my head of being in a bull pool and like being lifted out of a bull pool when I was younger. And then when I saw a photo of it, I was like, oh, that's where it was. But now I'm like, am I just a hateful liar and I've just like made up this memory in my head? I can't really tell. But other than that, I mean, I remember like sort of year 8 and year 9 of secondary school. So that's probably my earliest.
That's the youngest you remember? You don't remember?
I'm joking.
Motherfucker, I don't remember primary school.
I think actually my proper like earliest memories are all real telltale signs of what my life would become, because when the feminine energy is so strong, it is but an immovable force and you got to roll with it or get rolled over. And luckily both of my parents just rolled with it. They looked at me dressed up in my mum's negligee. And I also used to, every single photo of me from like sort of the age of like 3 to like maybe like 6 or 7, my mum cut a silk negligee up and I used to wear it round my head as like girl hair. And I just used to wear it like around the house, like out shopping with my mum, and just I used to like sort of like put it in a ponytail and stuff and just like pretend I had girl hair. I was literally like mum's little fag tottering around.
Me and Carla used to do that. Carla from the wedding with just like big t-shirts. So you just have it.
Why didn't you do it with your real hair? Were you both bald?
No, but like a big t-shirt is more hair than your own hair, isn't it? And because it gives you like the hairband snatch as well. So then you just got long hair. It's quite good.
Yeah. And luckily, I'm very lucky to have parents that did that were both just like, do you know what? Obviously, it got much more troublesome in my my teenage years when the fashions became much more outrageous. Shout out to the new rave scene. Very, very understanding as parents. What about I always run late, but I'm always on time?
I thought that was I couldn't live like that, but at least she gets there on time. So I'm glad that there's like a positive solution at the end of it.
I feel like that's me. I feel like I'm always on time, but I'm always panicking just before I have to leave. I'm like, I'm rushing. I'm always like grabbing everything, blah, 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 blah. But it's, so.
They've got you actually, yeah.
Yeah. So we do it. So it's nice to see the community coming together there. They're always running late, but always on time. Because she knows how to rig up the gig.
Would you, A, say that you are a showgirl, and B, that you can rig up the gig?
Listen, if anyone can rig up the gig, it's me. Necessity is the mother of invention, and I am the mother of that. I feel like I can rig up the gig.
Nice.
Would you say that you can rig up the gig?
Yeah, in our burlesque days, most things were held together with like safety pins and just like real like last minute things. Once we forgot, Anita forgot our props. And it was kind of like
10 years later.
jungle themed, because we're doing Welcome to the Jungle. So we had to like go inside the middle of this roundabout in like a sort of A road in like Hull, and like find like big leaves and kind of like turn them into like makeshift fans that we could use in the thing. And if that is not rigging up the fucking gig, then I don't even know what is.
I instantly thought of me and Lukey are part of a theatre company, and the last show that we did, you remember, we were like, right, we need 6 pairs of black slingback heels, and then just like the myriad of concerns that we had with these fucking shoes. It's like, right, we're slipping too much, we need slipping patches. Right, they're gonna fall off my feet, we need elastic around the ankle. Like, okay, now we're just like the actual end shoe was like
sandpapering like the heel and
it was like a piece of architecture. It had like things on the bottom around the sides, like stuffed. Mine had like stuffed sides because my feet are so skinny that it's just like I had to like pad out the back and stuff. It's just like, that is rigging up the gig.
yeah.
Well and truly. Should we take a little break, Luke's?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, see you in a sec.
Looking for hot wigs in your local area right now?
Let Truffle Pig Wigs pair you with the perfect top to keep your head game on fire all night.
Use code Cliffhangers for 15% off on trufflepigwigs.co.uk.
Available in a variety of thicknesses and lengths,
Cut and uncut.
or crimped for your pleasure. Truffle Pig Wigs. Hair care for sluts.
Please welcome back to the stage Bradford's #1 Shaka Khan impersonator, Miss Trudy Fire.
Why Bradford?
Why not? Well, she's waking her way up. She's
Oh,
working.
sure. She's a regional queen, but she's making her way to London soon. Lovely. And everyone's favourite OAP is Miss Jerry Hattrick.
That's a good one.
Geraldine, if you're nasty, can we talk about Ms. RuPaul Charles serving hand performance from the House of Charlie Hydes?
She
Literally.
was serving,
Something.
yeah,
Something.
I don't know, with a side of something else. It was very kind of like, I don't know, she kind of did like a ta-da at the end, almost sort of like Camptown Races kind of like.
The showbiz.
They had like a hat and a stick at the seafront or something.
Very that end of the pier. It's nice to see the osteoporosis medication is kicking in though. Finally,
Oh,
she had
finally, yes.
she had a real kick, real hitch and agony up, didn't she? But also given very much sort of New Year's Eve Mariah, like, go on, girl, give us niente. If you can get past those windscreen wiper arms, can we talk about what the fuck she was wearing? The chunky stoned epaulets, the fringe, the necklace, the white fingerless gloves. Like, it looked like something Jaden Dior Fierce would wear.
Oh, yes, very, very that.
Oh, that was a
She
real
looked like
pitiful,
Janet
like...
in the film episode.
You just did like a real disappointment there. Real disappointment. She looked like who? Sorry,
Jan in the Frills episode, like saloon bar girl. But at least this was like more of like an uptown fancy dress shop one. Like the tassel looked more expensive. Maybe less Smithies, more like Legs Avenue or something.
can fringe be more expensive? Can you get like luxe fringe?
Well, you can get thicker fringe, and yeah, of course you can get like nicer fringe. Some would be.
I'm yet to see this nice fringe that you speak, because it was not on Lady Rubella.
No, it was better than
I
Smithies.
thought I was true. I think the whole faux voguing hand performance was just a ruse to stop us looking at this unbelievably bad outfit. I refuse to believe that Zaldi made that. No way. Jaden Dior Fierce, 100%. That was just
in a way
hot
out
glue.
back.
Yeah, hot glue in a dream. That was, because that was not a couture garment. Absolutely mental. But
Michelle
Visage
looked gorgeous.
even in her flamenco cosplay.
Yeah, she did.
Fish Latina, really nice to meet you. I was expecting Michelle, and we got Penelope Cruz. I was very confused. To add on to that, she's done everything, she's seen everything. She's also been everyone. She's like, I'm also
just like omni race. She can and do whatever she will.
She has lived many lives. She is truly the Rachel Dolezal of drag. She's just been it. She's done it. She's seen it. But that was just real out and out like Latina cosplay. Very strange. But I think she's Lipstick Nick, her makeup artist, and whoever is doing the face is absolutely killing the game because she just looks more beautiful than ever.
An angel.
Charlie XCX dressed up as Hannah Montana. Very strange.
What do you think of? Do you like her as a person? I mean, as an artist?
Yeah. Right. Her brand is just like basic white bitch. And I don't know, Mama, I don't know whether you've been to GOY recently, but the girls, they're living. They love her. Mm-hmm. She's just like, it's like very like self-aware, like she knows that like she's serving that it's a bit embarrassing, but I think she's funny. I think she's really got her like finger on the button, and she's a bit cringe, but like she knows it in like so it's like, I don't know, it's also there's like a level of irony to it.
Sure. I don't know enough about her to know if that is true or not.
I don't really either, but that is the feeling that I get from her TikTok presence, from her interviews and stuff. I'm not really like a big fan of the art, fan of the visual, fan of the music. But yeah, sure, why not? She's fun. Should we talk runway themes? The runway theme is drag tots. So they have to present their drag tots character, which is just
yeah. Sure. So what would you have worn for your singing character?
Wow, a lot of venom in that.
Well, just because there's zero effort into creating a kind of backstory, is there?
She would have I would have magic cigarettes, and I would be able to go. When I lit up a cigarette, sorry, this is a Sex and I'm stealing this all from Sex and City. When Carrie has to go, when Carrie basically she wants to find out like about the ex-girlfriend of this guy that she's dating, and she's a book publicist. So in order to find out about her, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go like pitch a book." But when she gets there, she's a children's book publisher, and so she's like, "Oh, like tell us about your children's book." And she's like, "Oh, she is called Little Kathy, and she has a box of magic cigarettes." Just like trying to like sell this story, and it ain't happening for you, Carrie. But I just don't know. Tell us about what you would be wearing. I want to visualize.
Well, I imagined, the kind of ballerina dresses that kind of
I'm familiar.
Mushroom out to like a 3/4 kind of length in
it's called a romantic tutu. That is.
So like the shape of a romantic tutu, not quite like a 50s circle dress, more like soft with like a lovely updo, and then maybe the dress is like pale, and then on it you see there's all these like multicolored crystals and rhinestones, and you think, what pattern is that? And then when you get up close, you realize it's all like crystallized vomit on my dress.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Serving you glamour, but also disgusting. The two pillars of drag. I would love to see it. First up, we have Trinity K. Bonet giving you Fierce Felicia, the feline. What was your thoughts?
I think she nailed it. Like, she looked like a cat, which is a fun character for a tot. There was still detail on the costume, even though it was obviously like silly, fancy dress. But maybe the voiceover could have had a bit more pep. But I was liking the poses she was doing, and I feel like
it was like that. You know that Chinese like social media star who, when she gets in front of the when she gets in front of the paps, and she does like 75 poses in 3 seconds.
Yeah, she's the best. Yeah. Were you?
The judges must have been spitting feathers that they weren't allowed to say it's very costumey, because it is a costume. All of them, like there's no way that you couldn't be costumey. I thought it was cute. I thought it was Trinity K. Bonet always brings a level of like execution to everything. So I thought it was just a good costume, and if it's a design challenge, again, I don't know how you judge who's a good character for kids. That's not my wheelhouse. But yeah, I thought it was cute. I gave it 7 truffles. I gave it
8.5. I thought she did what needed to be done.
Yeah, you tell them. Okay, next up we have Ginger Minge serving Terry Bell.
Terrabelle.
Do you know what it was giving me? Lottie LaBouffe from Princess and the Frog. You know, the Lottie LaBouffe character. It was giving me a bit of that if she was a 50-year-old.
Maybe 2% if Ginger was lucky. I thought it was just like Ginger being Ginger, just basically relying on this like Southern character. I don't know if like Drunk Dialing X's is very all ages performance. And like the dress just seemed like something she would make or have already. I feel like she didn't really invent any character. She just was Ginger.
She was basically in the exact same costume as that. You know that one when she had the horrible Mother of Cinderella hair? Was that last week? I feel like I've seen that exact sort of like old, like young, sort of like pageant-y Southern princess. That's like I've seen it like 2 or 3 times already on the runway. Same old silhouette, same old character, same old jokes. Even like I literally groaned when she went, and I like to read people the house down boots. Yes, God. I was like, that is literally like the most boring, overplayed joke ever. And that's your
I can't
character.
believe that like all the judges just like ha ha ha. Like, can you really just go out there and just say like previous Drag Race catchphrases and then just like do well? I guess so.
And also, like you said, like, was any of it child friendly? Like, is that what you want to be saying to your kids, that they're going to read the house down boots? Yes, God, like it's not going to make sense to Tots. It was like,
Voice of the Tots, Barney.
Yeah, voice of the Tots. Come on. If anyone should be representing them, I gave it 5. I just thought it was it was really, really fucking boring.
I gave it 6.5.
Okay. Then next up we have Lady Raja with I See a Queen. Thoughts?
I fucking hated this. I hated the look so much.
Tell me how you really feel, though.
I couldn't believe it. I just felt like it just looked like too cheap, off the rack, like party store outfits put like cobbled together. However, I thought the character and like her performance was really good, but I just couldn't cope with the look of it. I gave it 6 truffles. That's when I had to combine the good and the bad together. I came up with 6.
Okay. I thought it was still cool and current, and the message felt relevant and fun. And I thought it would probably excite kids. I thought, first of all, what Trinity has obviously done well, like, if you're going to be a kid, first of all, like, all of the drag tots are like different colours and stuff. Like, make it exciting to tots. You're not trying to appeal to 13-year-olds. Like, that's why I thought, like, Ginger. Like,
Tots want to see colour.
I've quickly becoming the expert on what the tots need.
Yeah.
I'm the tots ambassador.
Tot Whisperer.
But do you know what I mean? Like, Ginger was just like just a version of herself. Whereas like Raja, she's purple, she's like glittery, she's got loads of eyes. TKB is a bright pink cat. Like, that's what the tots want to see.
Thank you.
So I thought, at least with that, like, it seemed like I said, I don't understand how you judge this, but that seemed like it was at least marketed the right way and that there was a bit of thought behind it. But I do get what you mean about the outfit. But I gave it 8.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, next up, we have Eureka serving Alexandria McQueen. Thoughts?
I thought she did a really good job of using all the comments that she got from the mini game, which I assume is what they wanted you to do with it.
I guess so.
And I like the Snow White evil queen type of look. But just thought maybe it seemed a bit low NRG.
Ooh, I thought it was a really weird name choice because the kids are not going to be switched on to a dead designer.
No.
So it doesn't Alexandria McQueen doesn't give like villain bad bitch energy. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't sound scary to, if I know the tots like I know the tots, it doesn't sound scary to a tot. And also, did you hear Latrice was like, bitch stole my look? What was her look that you stole? Because she's fat.
Wow.
Like, what? I mean, I think we've progressed enough as a society and as tots and grown tots that we are allowed to refer to Eureka as fat and Latrice as fat when they have made it both of their.
No, but I mean the fact that saying that that's the look.
But that's what I mean. There was absolutely no comparison. Like, Latrice's character was in green and looks like Latrice. And then she comes in with contacts and a crown and no wig on. And she's like, bitch stole my look. It's like, what is she still your look about?
It was like referring to a past runway or something rather than the right here and the right now.
But she's the drag tot. She's not Latrice. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, it was just very strange. It was like, I didn't get it at all. I didn't understand what the joke was supposed to be.
I really don't like it, Kath.
I thought it was fun. I thought it wasn't too dark. It wasn't like, I thought actually, funnily enough, Ginger's was like more sort of like adult than hers was like sort of silly and dark. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't scary. But yeah, I didn't really understand why she chose that name. And I thought, she was like, no, they really want to see like a fashion element. So she literally just called herself Alexandria McQueen. But I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7 also.
I feel like Eureka is switched on and there always seems to be a level of like real thought to everything she does, which I really appreciate. And then next up we have Kylie as Misbehave. Thoughts?
Well, first of all, I was very impressed with how the broom stood up on its own at the end of the runway as the kind of special effect. Yeah. Yeah, like I said earlier, I wish she had continued with making the story of the sort of stuff being handed down from the witchy drag mothers more of a thing. He reminded me of someone from The Worst Witch for some reason.
Okay, shout out Mildred Hubble. Come on.
I didn't love the dress, but I thought her performance was good, so I gave a 7 truffles.
The thing I really liked about this was to me the only like cartoon style outfit. Like I guess Trinity K. Bonet's kind of was, but it was still like it was still like very still very draggy. Her actual outfit, whereas this had like a fantasy silhouette, like having the hooped bottom and it's sort of spilling out to the floor. It sort of added an element of like cartoonish like magic to it, which I thought was good. But I did need a teensy bit more energy from Kylie. I didn't really feel, I don't know, I feel like you need to up the ante and be that sort of BBC children's TV presenter. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to serve it to kids. But I did love the, you know how I feel it's very glamorous on a young lady, the little sort of cap sleeve Cheongsam design with a glove. Oh, very a la Miss Fame.
Miss Fame.
Oh, the dream.
Love Miss Fame.
Yeah.
On the cover of like Elle Denmark at the moment or something.
Absolutely incredible. And the photo is so fucking gorgeous. Do you know my favourite? I love when Miss Fame does. I actually cannot find the closest probably to this colour is that How's Your Head sort of peachy pastel-y one. But I love when Miss Fame does that sort of like very muted, like pastel peach hair. I just can't find any that's as muted as the one that she has. Although I have just bought a very, very gorgeous, I don't know whether you've seen, How's Your Head? Obviously, shout out to them always. They have a sale. They have a sale on of loads of their old stock because they're making way for this new. I don't know if you've seen. Sorry, this is a real exclusive here. I've just read about it online. They have a whole new thing of like basically like affordable lace fronts that are. They look so good and they are in such a good range of colours. Very exciting for wig stylists out there, so I'd suggest they go check them out. But they're basically selling off loads of their old stock, and I just got the dream colour, which is like, you know, that like almost dark black blue denim like colour blend. You know what I'm talking about? I just got one of them, and it is the colour, and you can never find it anywhere, and I'm so excited for it to turn up. Sorry, a real deviation there into the world of wigs. But let's talk Singer and Minger. This was hard, right? Because did any zing? And I'm sure they minged for you, but did any really zing?
I mean, no, not really. My zinger of the week was Kylie's wet look, just because I like a wet look.
Are you kidding me? That was nearly not my minger, but like I nearly wrote down that I feel like that hair was a real shit choice for her. Just like sort of like a little bob. Like what? Like for a witch, like at least have long hair.
She's being modern.
Sure. I put a zinger. It's quite nice to see TK being blonde hair. But that was a reach. Can you hear me reaching? Let's talk Minger.
My Minger had to be Raja's just because hers was my least favourite outfit, and that was part of that outfit. So
it looked so dry and brittle, like a giant tumbleweave. That's not not very surprising for her as well, because she's so slick with everything she does. But it didn't really make sense, which makes me believe that maybe she was having a bit of a tough time and she kind of botched that together a bit. Maybe. I don't know. Then we head into the critiques. I like that Charlie said that it reminded her of Cyber Rave, because that's what, as soon as she said it, I was like, yes, that is exactly what it reminds me of. Like, it's like a Cyber Rave cat.
Well, it's because she had the big pink furry boots. Yeah. If we were paying guest judge bingo, we'd be doing very well with Charlie XCX. She's given us all the classics we love, like, oh, please, I'd love to wear that. I'd wear that on tour. You've got to let me there. Please.
Absolutely. She is
asked to do the makeup.
She is the living embodiment of people saying, oh my God, I would totally wear that about drag costumes. Like, I would so wear that. Oh my God, can you do my makeup one time? Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I mean about this like self-awareness of like the basicness of it. She's so basic, but like she's kind of in on the joke. I don't know. Did you feel like the critiques were overly positive? I felt like they were all like really, really like building them up and being very positive.
Well, yeah, it was quite hard to work out who would be in the bottom. I suppose then you realise that everyone's in the bottom. But yeah, it just seemed like very not helpful at all. Just kind of you deal with it.
Bottoms till proved otherwise, unfortunately. And then we head backstage for the to be untucked, thank God. And I'm hoping this is her first single out the door, because we have heard so many, oh my God, the whole way through. And did you clock as well that Ginger couldn't do it? I thought that was very embarrassing for her. I would have kept that out of the edit. Yeah, she was like, oh, then something about Raja. And she was like, oh my God. It was like, first of all, you say that you're a singer. And it's like a simple,
well, there you go.
Simple 3-note riff. Nasty. Leave it to the professionals, honey. But I hope, oh my God, is her premiere single.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Imagine if it was this all like very well thought out long game to get everyone obsessed with it, and then just like bam, #1 on iTunes, baby.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Yeah, I really hope it is. Did this one feel like to you like a bit of a toss up? I really felt like Raja. I don't feel like Raja would go low, but it really could have been anyone. Because it's like, is she going to be tactical? Is she going to be like, there isn't really someone that's like, oh, it has to be them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was all a bit confusing. Did you
feel like people were trying to gang up on Trinity?
I feel like Trinity is safe. I did feel that a little bit, but I feel like Trinity is saved every single time by her energy. That she like feels like a winner. She's not scrambling around. Did you clock that Ginger was like, I'm her biggest competition? It's like, Trinity K. Bonet also has 2 wins. What do you mean her biggest competition? It's like, you've like, I don't know.
That came right off the back of Raja saying as well, like Trinity is the strongest competitor here, so really I could get rid of her. And then it's like Ginger saying, no, obviously, like I'm her biggest competition. It's like, you're not.
And what about when they were sitting down and she was like obviously we all had like very positive things, and then Ginger was like, well, actually, if we're splitting hairs, they did actually say this about you. And it's like, here she goes. This is what I'm talking about. Every single time she has to point out, and this is obviously like insecurity of like, you know, that you're maybe not like the deserve, like she's a person that's telling everyone that she's the front runner, whereas Trinity K. Bonet is just being like, I am competition. Like, whether you want to believe it or not, like you can just feel that Trinity K. Bonet is doing well rather than Ginger, who is telling you she's doing well. Do you know what I mean?
Trinity should have won that bloody Super Bowl. Like, she should have 3 wins.
Do you know, listen to me. Yeah, absolutely. Like Ginger, I would argue that the things that Ginger have won, like, have been sort of confusing. Do you know what I mean? She hasn't like been of course she's going to win, like, and Trinity should definitely have more. The one thing that could have saved this garbage dump of an episode, they fucking cut. My Kylie Sonique love switch round and look into the mirror. Can't believe they cut it. For what?
No,
I hope you're happy with yourself. Hope you're happy with yourself. Absolutely. Yeah. Gross. But then we head into the lip sync. And in the true spirit of this entire episode, dry as fuck.
Truly. Have you seen Cameron posted the meme of her? It's like her dressed up in an outfit. It's like my full plans, and then just like a picture of like boom clap as like the Delta variant, because obviously everyone was like waiting for her to come and fuck it up. Like what they did to Kennedy Davenport as well. Just like, we're just going to bring you on as an assassin to like a 2-step bop for nothing.
What a waste. I literally said the other day, like, we need Cameron Michaels. She is the epitome of like, not, I don't hear lip sync assassin as like, you are the best lip syncer. Like, to me, like Sasha is one of the highest. Sasha and Shay are 2 of the best lip syncers performances to me. But Cameron might not be the best lip sync, but she is a lip sync assassin, because she lip synced like her entire way into the final 3. Like, she was like in the bottom like 6 times or something, and she won every single time. That's a motherfucking assassin. But most importantly, did you see that Cameron took to Instagram, and I quote, she said, I am hurt, disgusted, and devastated to have the one thing I'm actually good at be tainted like this. It hurts my heart so much. She did like an entire 4-paragraph statement about how she was disgusted that they did that to her.
Well, she's been sitting on that for fucking months as well, waiting to release that.
It ain't about you. Let Laganja regain her crown and keep it pushing. And also, how rude is that to say when Charlie is literally the judge? She is there and you're like, they gave me the worst song that's ever been done. Like, she's unhinged. Everyone is absolutely cussing her the fuck out on Twitter, being like, this bitch, like, just be happy that you got to come back. Like, you did, okay, sure, it wasn't the, like...
I'd be pissed if I got all up in it in my fucking Anastasia cosplay just to have to boom clap around the stage like an idiot. I'd be pissed.
But what I didn't understand, first of all, there's much talk on the interwebs about, did Raja throw it? Because Raja has never given less energy in a performance. Did she be like, look, I don't want to be in a position where all of these girls are fan favourites and I don't want to be in a position where I have to send someone home and I don't need the money, I've already won money. Because I just can't believe...
Because it was like her versus everyone, so it would be a good day to get out of it. But then also, like, what are you going to be doing? Like, kicking and splitting to that?
Well, what I didn't get is the most obvious boom, clap. Like, give them fucking dips. Give them something. Do you know what I mean? Like, boom, splits. Like, it's got, like, percussive... I know, obviously, it's, like, a sort of, like, lo-fi song, but I refuse to believe that Raja was, like, giving more than 10%. It felt very like Scarlett Johansson white girl dancing. Do you know what I mean? Just a lot of sort of hugging your chest and touching your clip-in extensions. Like, no, it just like not that. I don't know. Even fucking Charlie seemed bored. When it cut to her, she was just sort of, it was fun. I like the beat. Do you know what I mean? Like,
definitely, I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
Yeah, and I thought, and it was just so disappointing because I thought, yeah, Cameron, an assassin. Finally, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get a moment. And then as soon as it started, and also Charlie's songs, I don't know many of Charlie's songs. I know they've done Fancy before, but like what's the one that's so huge on TikTok? Oh, that Let's Ride, Vroom Vroom, like motorsport, like fast, high energy. Did you know Boom Clap?
Yeah, I did know, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just very, very, very strange. But unfortunately, what that does mean is that Cameron wins. So she has this gigantic emotional reaction, but she did actually win it as well. It's not even like she got like her ass handed to her. But she reveals that it is unfortunately Eureka that is going home this week. Thoughts?
Well, I'm just very excited for Game Within a Game now, so I don't feel sad.
Wow, she doesn't even get one sentence out of you. She's moving on. She's done. I'm sad to see Eureka go home, and I don't feel like she got a moment. But I'm really glad that we had her in the competition. I don't feel like she had like a defining moment or like a good performance or anything. But and one thing I really liked as well. Same. I really like that she just took it really chill as well. Like I was fucking dying, like her cracking them up, like rushing to get that wig. She's like, "Oh no, you're not going to get me without a wig on." She runs to get the wig because that's not. She didn't know that could be the last thing that they see of her. She didn't want like a bald little egg, did she?
I've earned my Davidship.
Exactly. But yeah, sad to see her go. But obviously, we're on the precipice of Game Within a Game.
So exciting!
I know. Ideally, it'll be like a sort of Saw situation. Like
Ideally,
the lights will come up in the workroom. And they're all surrounded by bear traps and just like syringes of assorted poisons. Let's talk Rose and Thorn. What was your rose?
My rose was finally a sniff of the Game Within a Game. I thought that I didn't want it anymore, but look how quickly they drew me back in.
They did, didn't they? Yeah, it's all very exciting. But I also feel like I'm going to be either disappointed by it or I'm going to get like I'm going to hate the outcome. That's what I'm scared of.
All I can hope for is screaming on the sofa.
Truly, but imagine just for 1 second if, like, you know how it was last time? There was like, say, Jiggly would go against Raja, and then Serena would go against Kylie or whatever. What if like Serena won against Kylie and Kylie was booted out? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to cope with that.
Exactly. And like I don't know whether you've watched Drag Race before, but the judging is sometimes very sus. And it's like, you don't know what... We've had to sit through an entire season of the Ginger Minge agenda, and I don't know.
Ginger Minge agenda.
It fills me with fear, if I'm honest. my rose this week was, I just love the ability to completely turn around public perception in All Stars. And when thinking of like Eureka and Raja, there were a couple of girls on here that I really didn't care for. And they were two of them. And like now I like love both of them. And I just love that you can really come on and like both of them I had really fucking strong, and even Silky a bit as well. Like she obviously was just like barely there, but all three of them I had really strong negative like associations with. And now they've like, this has completely softened them. And now I feel like I can really enjoy them. And I just love that about All Stars. So great.
And it's, well, what we haven't got this time is when someone you previously did like, you end up hating, aka Milk and Latrice.
Oh God, the Milk storyline. I forgot about that. And now he's painting on OnlyFans. Oh, poor the Big and Milky. Have you ever seen that? Did we ever find that video for you?
Yeah.
Not that you should ever be leaking people's OnlyFans content, but it's not really XXL. XXL,
wasn't it?
It's not really triple X content, to be honest. But our lovely Big and Milky did a sort of voiceover where she's like, she's getting fucked, and then she's like, if you can see, please excuse, we're having a little laugh here because as he pulls his penis out from me, yes, I didn't have time to douche, and there is a little shit on his dick. So, where are you sat when you're doing this voiceover with your little microphone, being like, yes, that is. Oh, and he calls it. Oh my God, no, what is it? He calls it. He says like, that is a little material fecal, like he calls it like fecal matter. Like, calls it like a sort of like
the Latin.
Gaze it up, yeah, and it is honestly what a fantastic use of your platform. shout out to the Big and Milky.
Just a piece of garbage.
It's a long time since you used that one.
Love to see all the Drag Race girls though getting on their OnlyFans shit. Like you can be making money. I saw someone say the other day that on a good month. I can't remember who it was. It was someone that's like you would not even. It was someone that was like a social media person that has a OnlyFans, and they don't do like fuck videos or anything on it. They said that on a good month they make like £2 to £3 million a month.
Not boning.
No. Just sort of like sexy pics and vids and stuff. Maybe like titty pics or whatever.
If you listeners think we have a market for sexy pics, let us know and we will start a solamente fenos for your gal.
We will do anything for a buck, especially a quick buck. And if anyone that's listening to this wants to see pictures of me, I don't know, like running my size 10 feet through blocks of cheese, or I don't know, squishing it into the mud of the English countryside or something. You want to see feet content, I'm your guy. So just let me know, because we love to make a quick buck here at Cliffhangers. But imagine just like in a month making 3 mil from like titty pics.
That is truly the dream, isn't it?
Isn't it? And people, I love to see that people are out here making like real bank. Like that's their like job, especially as well. Like even if you are doing like full like XXX content, what you wake up on a Monday morning, jerk off for 4 minutes, and you've made £20,000. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, absolutely.
Come all the way to the bank.
Exactly. And
we get
so
these
many
ones out of the way.
I just wanted to say that so many of the girls are popping up constantly on. I love to see, if you're a Twitter gal, I love to see when it just sort of infiltrates your normal. I'll be sat on the bus and then suddenly it's like someone will repost a photo of Aja getting butt fucked. It's like, oh, here we are. Me putting my screen down. But so many of the girls, your Ajas, your what's her name? The Vixen, all of them, they're all OnlyFans girls. Love it for them. Sorry. So your Thorn of the week.
Oh, just that god awful lip sync song.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the lip sync, but also the challenge too. Like this.
So
like,
was your Thorn just the whole episode?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe just All Star 6. No, just like kind of like I really feel quite strongly about the concept of like forcing drag to become like child friendly, tot friendly. That doesn't sit well with me. Drag to me is divine, eating her own shit. Do you know what I mean? Like I like the idea that that young people would be interested in queer art and that you can sort of normalize that from a young age. But I don't know. I don't like the idea that it's like drag for kids and that so therefore it needs to be made suitable for kids. I don't know, something about that doesn't really sit right with the punk aesthetic of drag for me.
You're a child-friendly agenda anima face.
Exactly. Should we talk Dreamcast? What would be your All-Stars Dreamcast? Any of the Last of the Past from the past?
I would love to see more of the Malay Angel. One of my main soulmates, Ms. Crystal Method. A true whack job. Every time she's on the screen in the confessionals, my heart just melts. To be honest, she doesn't even need to come and compete in drag. She can just sit there, and then if she wants to get dressed up, that's just a bonus. Love her.
Yeah, absolutely love her. Do you remember how much we lost our mind at the Freddie?
Oh, so good. And the worst thing is she has just been in London at the Clapham Grand, and we could have gone, yet we were struck down with, you've guessed it,
Coronavirus!
but
So
at least
nasty.
that's nearly gone now.
And also we missed Noir as well at Clapham Grand. Oh, so annoying. Honestly, 2 shows that we were desperate to see.
And now I'm seeing fucking Tace and Simone hanging out together today. Makes my blood
I know,
boil.
and I'm sure we could have wormed our way into Dragfest as well. Very annoying. Imagine being backstage with the gals. It's honestly unbearable. But maybe it's
Dear
taught us
Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
maybe it's taught us a valuable lesson about. It hadn't taught me shit. I ain't even gonna front. I hated it. Being stuck in is the worst. My Dreamcast would be the Force herself, Peppermint. I would love to see Peppermint back on the scene. Fresh from like a year and a half on Broadway as well before it shut down. I just love her energy. I think that she's she's so fucking fun. I love her and Bob's relationship so much. They are just such fucking comedy gold together. Sorry, really swearing today. I feel very pent up, Lukey. My first conversation with a real person in so long.
Break free from society's confines.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see Peppermint once again on our screens. But I get the feeling, I don't know whether you agree with this, I get the feeling that we are seeing from a lot of the girls as World of Wonder and as drag becomes more mainstream and the program becomes more heavily produced and it has more of an effect on the outside lives of the queens that participate, I feel like people don't love drag. The queens that are on it don't love Drag Race in the same way that they used to. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you see a lot of people like speaking disparagingly, us included, about Drag Race that have been on it.
I guess just because the bigger it gets, kind of like the more of a machine it becomes, and like the more you find out about RuPaul, the less you like him as a person. So it's a bit,
I feel like before people felt really. I think it's like been this switch where it was like before it was like you are so lucky to get on Drag Race. It's every drag race. It's every drag artist's dream. But like the less it moves with the times, obviously with like not it being so rigid on who can apply and be involved. And also as well, just like as the more, now that you've had like over 150 queens or whatever on it, and it's just like there's 4 seasons a year or whatever, it just becomes less, I think it's become a lot less special, and the criticism of it has become a lot louder. And especially for people, even like your winners and stuff, like if you think about how Willem and Alaska talk about Drag Race on their podcast, like there's not so much a level of like representing the brand. Do you agree? Like I don't feel like the winners are like
Alaska's a lot more like respectful than Willem, but they always say like Rue looks beautiful, and they don't really talk too much about. I mean, they mention the fracking every now and then, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's definitely less special. But I still bloody love it. So wah wah.
Well, exactly. And you know that Winners is coming as well. They've finished recording. And if you were going to put a preemptive, who would be in your top 3? Who sticks out as they're definitely going to be there?
Shay.
100% Shay. I think Shay will win it. The whole
I can't even remember who else is in it. Raja, the Vivian.
Trini.
Which Trini? Tuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you know I love her.
Evie. I think Monet and Shay stick out to me as like they will definitely. Also as well, remember Jinxie's in it. I feel like Jinx.
Oh yeah.
feel like Jinx could Jinx is, for me, Monet, Jinx and Shay still have all of the elements that would be able to like kill a competition. But apparently with the winners, there's no eliminations. No one gets eliminated. I don't know how that would work, but I guess there's just a winner.
Just earn points or something.
Yeah. So there's just a winner every week, which is a much better way to do it, I think. Because hopefully that means they're not going to be kicking each other out, which I think is one of the shittest. I saw actually Alaska say this the other day, that she was like, the thing that she doesn't like about All Stars is when they gave them the ability to get rid of each other. She said that's what's kind of ruined the show, because you then don't get like the people in the finale that deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Probably
If people don't play fair.
Well, exactly.
Should we wrap this up? I feel like we've been talking for bloody ages.
Wow. Silencing gay people on the pod. Wow. Queer voices ruined. Okay. I guess we should. Let's this will be our last ever podcast. Oh, we've only done 2 that we'll have to do remotely, because now we're both back fighting fit and negative for the Rona. So we'll be back face to face and giving you that old school camaraderie that you've grown accustomed to. And I'll see you in the studio soon, Luke's.
See you soon. All right. Bye, guys. Like and subscribe and follow and share. Bye.